So I made a video a few days ago about how Boogie had actually been exposed by Destiny for supposedly not having cancer. That's right, for the last 2 years, Boogie has claimed that he has actually been diagnosed with cancer by his doctor. That 2 years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. But then a few days ago, on the Lol Cow podcast, while it was being live streamed, Destiny came on and he actually exposed Boogie for not having cancer. Now, if you want to go watch the clips of that and you want to go watch my initial video, I recommend you go do so, just for a little bit more context if you don't really know the background about what's been going on over the last few days and how Boogie's been exposed. But after that all came out, and after, Destiny subsequently told Boogie that, pretty much exposed him for not having cancer, Boogie completely deleted, he deactivated his Twitter, went silent over this, and was pretty much playing the victim. But now, we have finally got some more developments on the story. Once again, Boogie is on the Lol Cow podcast that he does with Keemstar and a couple other friends as well, and he has pretty much admitted, and Mutahar was on this episode as well, and he admitted that nowhere in his medical portal, which is his medical history, does it exist that he has ever had cancer.
So high. We could probably get him the fucking
so
code.
Vera's not on there. Vera's not on the portal.
I don't know, man.
It's not.
I can send you a bunch of stuff.
You said 4 days ago you were looking at it.
Yeah, 4 days ago you said you were looking at it. So
I told you,
it's
I spent the last, like I told you, I spent the last 2 years getting treated for it. I've been told by my doctor for the last 2 years.
It's fine, Boogie. Just admit it's not on the portal.
It's not on there. I told you this.
Thank you.
I have to do
that is an initial clip of Boogie stating, Mutahar pretty much saying, hey, was it ever in your medical history come out that you had cancer? And he was just like, no. Nowhere in my medical history does it say that I had cancer. And then not long after this as well, Boogie made a fucking huge tweet yesterday, a massive tweet stating that I'm gonna go through the whole entire thing. I'm gonna read it out, and I'm gonna give my opinions on this tweet, and I'm gonna kind of fact check a little bit about Boogie and just he's honestly a massive liar, so we can't really trust him. Just gonna stop the video right here. This video has a lot of glitches in the camera, as the camera that I have at the moment is on its way out, and I do not have enough money to buy a new one. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and help fund me for a new fucking camera. I need it. I'm sick and tired of these glitches that come up on my videos. Back to the video though. But Boogie in his tweet yesterday saying, according to the internet, I lied about cancer. However, for the last 2 years, I've been treating the symptoms of that cancer, blood tests, medications, and so much more. We still have one test left to do to verify which cancer it is. For now, we've been treating the polycythemia vera, which is the cancer they told me that I have. My brother has seen it in my medical charts. My girlfriend and best friend have been present when the doctor spoke of it. We are now doing more tests to confirm the polycythemia vera or determine if there is a second cancer present. We are starting with a colonoscopy to see if there is cancer present there, as I've shown signs that prostate cancer is present. I was panicked when my doctor told me I had cancer 2 years ago, and when I was in a vulnerable state, I shared that long before I should have. It was a stupid thing to do. I should never jump to the gun like that. I have never done a GoFundMe. I've never asked my audience for money to treat this cancer. I never have and never will. In fact, in my years as a YouTuber, I've donated and helped raise tens of thousands of dollars to St. Jude's Cancer Research Hospital to help people suffering with cancer. My dad died of cancer. My best friend from childhood died of cancer. My friend John, Total Biscuit, died of cancer. Cancer is not something I would ever lie about, but I should have waited for the final test to be done and not just repeated what my doctor had to say that day. I'm sorry that I ever spoke of it, and moving forward, no matter what happens, I will not speak of it publicly. I consider this a closed matter, and now will make sure it remains a private battle that is shared only with my closest loved ones. I'm sorry for those hurt or offended by either the rumors that have floated around or by my actions when I spoke too early about my cancer. Of all the mistakes and fuck-ups I've ever made in my life, this was the one will haunt me to the bitter end, as it should. I'm genuinely sorry. Now, I'm going to break this tweet down and state of why I think this tweet is absolutely bullshit. Now, first of all, when it came out and Boogie said that however for the last 2 years he's been treating symptoms of that cancer, I did a little bit of a quick little Google search, and stating by these results that came up on Google search is that this one first right here, I stated, can you have symptoms of cancer and not actually have cancer itself? And it says that this first one says most signs and symptoms are not caused by cancer, but can be caused by other things. And then another one here says some possible signs of cancer, like a lump, are better known than others. But this doesn't mean they're more important or more likely to be cancer. Basically, from what I'm taking to this is that you can have a symptom of cancer, but not necessarily have cancer. It's the exact same as me having a cough and saying that I have fucking COVID. Just because you have a cough, just because you have this, just because you have this symptom, this symptom, doesn't necessarily mean you have cancer. You can have symptoms of one thing, doesn't mean it's automatically means another thing. It's like, oh, you have symptoms of cancer, but doesn't mean you actually have fucking cancer. Now, when it comes to, you know, all these people saying that they have seen, your brother has seen your medical charts, your girlfriend has seen your medical charts, well, if these medical charts are are real, show it to us, Boogie. Where is the evidence? You have not given us any evidence or any reason to actually believe that you have had cancer whatsoever. Then he goes off saying that he's never done a GoFundMe and never asked his audience for money to treat his cancer. No, he's never done a GoFundMe. He's never directly asked his audience to help treat his cancer, but he has scammed his audience. He 100%, remember that recent controversy with him about that fat coin that he had, and then he was stating that he only took the money for that coin and was only doing this whole entire scam, which it was a scam to treat his cancer. So even though he didn't directly start a GoFundMe or didn't directly ask his audience for money to treat this cancer, you still scammed your audience of money to treat that said cancer. And then once again, every single time he tries to play the sympathy card, saying that like, oh, as a matter of fact, my years, I've donated to this, I've donated that, look how much of a good guy I am. And then he also goes on to state that like cancer is not something to lie about, but he should have waited for the final test to be done. How long does it take for final tests to be done? This was 2 years ago. You stated this I'm sorry, but it doesn't take 2 years to test for cancer. I have had family members who have been diagnosed with cancer and have passed away from cancer. And I could tell you personally right now, and supposedly you can too, because you said that your dad died of cancer, your childhood friend, and we also all know that Total Biscuit also died of cancer, is that it does not take 2 years to find out if you have cancer present with, like, if cancer is present and going to kill you. It does not take that fucking long. And I don't think it's the whole entire thing about us being like, him should be sorry that he ever spoke out about this. I mean, if you actually do have cancer, that's absolutely fine. But he uses this cancer as a sympathy card. He always uses it for him to play the victim. I mean, it's exactly the same of when that scam of him with the fat coin. He used him having cancer as a way to like play the sympathy card, play like the pity card of him saying that like, oh my God, you know, I have cancer. This is the reason why I've done this. This is the reason why I've done that. This is the reason why I've done this. Oh guys, look at me, feel sorry for me. I have cancer. So no, you should be sorry for the way that you're weaponizing this cancer, not of the way that you have diagnosed. Like if you actually were diagnosed with cancer, that's a shit thing to have. Then we're sorry, but you're weaponizing it against your audience. And Boogie has never given us a reason in recent time to actually trust anything that he says. Anything. No way. Like everything that he says, he's a manipulative liar. That's all he seems. And even today, Keemstar, who I said is like supposedly a close friend of his, who really, I just think that Keemstar is just using Boogie for content. And I mean, I don't really blame Keemstar all that much. Like, let's be fucking honest. I'm not really going to blame Keemstar all that much for using him, like, for content, because Boogie just keeps on, like, shitting on himself every goddamn fucking time. But Keemstar tweeted this out today and saying he just called Boogie and they were talking about his future cancer tests. And Boogie said to Keemstar, he quoted, this is a quote from Boogie on the phone with Keemstar. It says that, I can't believe I'm praying I have cancer. And then Keemstar says that I physically fell to the floor laughing. It was hard to even tweet this out because I kept laughing out loud. I mean, you know what? As much as cancer isn't something to joke about, I don't fucking blame Keemstar for lying, because I have never once, I think this is the first time in the history of my life that I have ever known someone to want to have cancer. Really? Like, that's how much you want people to feel bad for you, that you actually want to have cancer? Are you fucking serious? This guy, Boogie, is actually ridiculous. Like, as much as I hate making videos about this guy, I mean, I kind of have to, because he's literally just pumping out free fucking content for people. He's literally pumping out free content for me. Because, like, how can I not make a video about this? He lied about having cancer. It's now confirmed that he says that nowhere on his medical portal, nowhere in his medical history does it state that he has actually been diagnosed with cancer. And now he's coming out and saying, he said to Keemstar on the phone that he can't believe he's praying that he has cancer. This guy, I mean, Boogie would have to be like the biggest fall from grace that we have ever seen on this website, going from one of the most beloved YouTubers in history to one of the most fucking hated that has ever been on this platform. It's actually ridiculous, and I can't believe the shit that comes out of that man's mouth half the fucking goddamn time. Honestly, it really pisses me off. I hope this is the last video that I ever make on Boogie. I mean, I seriously doubt it, because this guy just seems to like fuck up even more. Honestly, every single time that I'm just like, oh, that's it from Boogie. You know, it seems that he's done something, like it seems like he can't get any worse. But then every single time, every few months, he just comes out and just, surprise guys, guess what? I did this, and you're gonna hate me over it, but please, guys, feel sorry for me. Oh my god, look, I have this, I have cancer, I'm fat, I'm blah, blah, blah. Just fuck off, man. The only person I actually feel bad for in this whole entire situation is his girlfriend. Like, I feel bad for that girl. She is being used, manipulated. Like, from watching that documentary months ago about Boogie, you can tell that she had some kind of trauma and some kind of like bad history with her parents or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly. But now Boogie is like playing the sympathy card with her, making like her feel bad for him that she has to stick around with him. Like, it's honestly manipulative. It really is. It's a manipulative relationship. I've seen these before. And that's what the fuck it is. And it's the only person I actually feel bad for in this whole entire situation. But I'd like to hear what you guys have to think about this down below. That's going to be it for me. Peace out.